So we're now, let me see, the 3rd of November. And I haven't posted now in a couple of days, or a few days, obviously because the rain we've been getting is just unbelievable. Lots and lots and lots of rain. You can see in here where they were a couple of days ago, it's saturated, but look, it didn't do any real damage at all. I just walked down this side. In fact, the rain that has come down since leveled it all out again, so that's going to get lots of rest now. But anyhow, the theme of this video today is over the last few days now, I've been working plans out in my head and calculating how much ground to be giving them, and how much silage am I giving them, and how long is this rotation going to last me. Well, I have worked it out that on this trajectory now, if that's the right word, maybe I'm not pronouncing it right, I'm kind of in the middle of the whole bit of ground now, the whole farm. I have 15 acres of fully recovered, untouched grass ahead of me, and I have around 15 acres of ground grass in recovery. So what I have been doing up to now is I was giving them around a quarter of an acre for one day, and then feeding them silage for the second day, and then on the third day moving them on. So this is a nice hilly place here now. There's great shelter here too. But anyhow, yeah, I was moving them on, so I was getting 4 days out of half an acre, 8 days out of an acre. With 15 acres in front of me, that was leaving me at a 120-day rotation, which from the 1st of November would have brought me through until the 1st of March. But I was thinking to myself, that was leaving me feeding 50% silage. So every other day they were getting silage, and I was working out then as well that I was feeding a half a bale on the days that I was feeding it. Now in the evening times I look at them, and they'd have what I have given them at. I think I was pushing them that little bit much. They were slightly limited, I think, and I didn't want to be doing that. When I worked out that I was getting 120 days, I didn't think I needed to be limiting them that much, I suppose. So what I have decided to do now is, and to reduce my silage feeding, is I have reduced it down to a 90-day rotation. So what I'm doing is now I'm giving them a quarter of an acre. Hang on. I'm giving them a quarter of an acre and giving them then a half a day silage. So I'll put them into a quarter of an acre. They'll eat that for 24 hours, and then the next morning then I'll give them silage, slightly less, and then that evening I'll move them onto the next quarter of an acre. So that gives me 15 acres then by 6. I think I worked it out, 6 days per acre, which gives me a 90-day rotation, which will leave me it'll leave me to the 1st of February before I start the second. But I wasn't allowing for, in my first calculations, was the ground that I have behind me, the 15 acres that were in recovery. The most was from September, I think, the middle of September. So obviously the regrowth and that, it'll probably never fully recover as the growth has slowed way down, but it'll still be good enough to eat. It'll never be like this again this season until next growing season. But yeah, so I thought to myself, I could either feed that bit more silage on the days that they're on the silage, or I could give them more grass. And it turned out that I think financially and or the benefit of the cattle not to be limiting them and to have them on the good grass. At the end of the day, it is a grazing system to give them that bit extra. So that is what I have recalculated. Now I think the sun is glaring in this phone here. Let me walk over the far side of them. I'm on the side of a hill here, so the angles are a bit messed up. Oh, more news on the cattle front is that, where is she? Our blue heifer, there she is there. She came bulling yesterday in the flooding rain. This lady then was 2 days later, so I'm expecting this lady to come bulling now tomorrow. If she doesn't, well then we have to intervene. But that is the situation for now with the grazing. So I have enough grass ahead of me, plus feed silage, to do me until the 1st of February, in theory, unless something drastic changes. Yeah, the 1st of March was stretching it out too long. So that lady there now is full. See, some of the mornings I was coming in now and they were a little bit limited there, you see, and I thought I had to start feeding that extra bit of silage, which didn't make sense to me when I had all that grass in front of me and that little bit of regrowth that's still coming. So the decision, an executive decision, was to only feed silage for half a day and moving that even. So it'll be kind of rotating between a move in the morning and a move in the evening over the next while as the half days add up. But it'll be enough silage as well to keep them balanced with that wet grass. So they've nice picking down here now. It's drowned wet. The ground is not being damaged with the soil armour that has been battered down all year long. So now I'm reaping the rewards and I'm tapping into the bank account to keep them up off the ground so I can graze. Now they're all behaving. The only one that's kind of annoying me now, and there's a man that watches these videos that'll understand what I'm talking about, the only cattle that don't stay on the right side of the wire are the Galloways. They're cheeky brats. As they get older they tend to behave a bit better. But our bull calf there now is always on the wrong side of the fence. Every day. I suppose that's why he's doing so well. And that's why they tend to do well. Up in them moors and them high ground in Scotland. So now they're glad to come in here. Now they're not limited looking, they're full looking, but still I want them extra full. Now the one I judge is the red whitehead. If she's a little bit limited looking, I'll intervene, but the rest of them now are full and round. She tends to be that little bit empty looking all the time. That's the breed that's in her. So that's all the news for now. We'll keep you updated. I've gone through, since I started feeding silage, I've gone through 8 bales. 8, there's one there still and a half. 8, 7, 6.5 bales since the day I started feeding. That was back at home when the rain started to come. So I have 60 bought, so I don't mind feeding it. I will feed it. But the grass, if it's not at this time of the year, it's lost. But the bales will hold. So I'd rather use the grass up. So that's another reason. So look, we'll leave it at that now and go on for a good while. We'll close down and I'll post this now shortly. So for now we'll say good luck and goodbye.